We're back for another episode of the Summer Shift. It's presented by US Steel, episode number 3. And now we see Teddy Blueger for the first time this offseason. Teddy, what's going on? Thanks for joining me on the Summer Shift.
Yeah, not much. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, great to have you on. And it's been a busy start to the summer for you. We're going to get to that in just a second. But obviously, some big news across the National Hockey League as we speak, going into the weekend and the summer ahead with the expansion draft and the NHL draft. And I couldn't help but think, Teddy, back in 2012 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Penguins used their second-round pick on you. And now their first pick this year is a second-round pick. I guess take me back to that. What was that whole experience like? What do you remember from that day being selected by Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I remember pretty well. It was kind of a whirlwind because I think going into it, I don't think I was ranked particularly high. So I had no idea going into it where I was going to get drafted or if I was even going to get drafted. I was here with my dad, and we kind of came hoping I get picked at some point, and didn't really know what to expect. And then obviously getting picked by Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was cool, and probably a little higher than expected as well. And it was just kind of like a rush of excitement, and it was almost like happened so quick and a little bit unexpected that it was just a really fun, exciting day and exciting time. And obviously a lot of my friends and family and stuff back home were rooting for me, and were all really happy for me, and I had a ton of support that way. So it was a really fun time for sure.
So you become a member of the Penguins, and you've stayed a member of the Penguins ever since. And now you got some security, not just on the protected list for the expansion draft, guaranteeing your stay in Pittsburgh, but a 2-year contract extension. So let me be the first of many media people to say congratulations, well deserved. I know a lot of people are excited for you. What's your initial reaction to putting pen to paper and knowing you're calling Pittsburgh home for at least a little longer?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, honestly, just extremely happy and to be back here. I love playing here, love living here, I love the guys. I'm familiar with everything as far as how the team operates, all the little details, all of my surroundings. So I obviously knew I wanted to be back for sure, and that was a big thing for me. And I think very fortunate to be able to do that and sign a new deal and to have everything done early and set, and obviously pretty fortunate to be protected as well, to have some extra security that way. So I think obviously extremely happy with the way everything went down, and really happy to be back in Pittsburgh for sure.
You were, aside from the Jeff Carter deal, you were probably Ron Hextall's first real major move as general manager of the Penguins. I guess it's two-parter with that. You've kind of learned to know him and Brian Burke really over the last little bit here, last 4 or 5 months or so, to have the ability that they have now, this trust in you and this belief in you that you're not just a part of the team, but you're a key piece of the team. What's it been like to kind of rise to that position from being a draft pick, from working your way? And we know you grinded through the organization to get your shot in the NHL, and now find this staying power, not just on the team, on the roster, but with this new management.
Yeah, I think it's been for sure. I think on their part, I think that shows me that obviously they want me here and they believe in me, and I think that goes a long way, and that means a lot to me. And I think now going forward, the next few years, it's up to me to kind of repay them for that trust and loyalty in a way. And obviously, when they came in, I didn't really know them at all before, so it was kind of a weird situation in a way where I just try to focus on playing and doing everything I could on the ice and hope everything sorts itself out later. And fortunately, it did. And now we're at this point where we've kind of started building a relationship, with them, gotten to know them a little better. They've gotten to know me, and hopefully it can keep going in the right direction.
We all hope that's the case. Again, congratulations on the contract. So we asked the draft questions. We asked the contract questions. It's pretty much it for the hockey questions. I got to be honest with you. As I mentioned, this has been a busy summer for you. You mentioned Zemgus Girgensons, and I immediately had a light go off when you said that, because he recently got married to a girl from Pittsburgh. People are like, why is he talking about getting married? Well, it's coming up for you pretty quickly, I understand. Take me through this whole process of what it's been building like. August wedding, am I right with that?
Yeah, August 6th wedding.
Okay.
At this point, it's coming up pretty quick. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we've had the date set for probably close to a year now, and it's just kind of been in it's in the distance. You're kind of looking forward to it, but there's still a lot of stuff going on in the immediate future. And now it seems like it's like, a couple weeks away, so it's right there. So the final preparations are underway, and looking forward to it. I think we're fortunate to be able to have it as well, because we weren't sure throughout the course of the year with the restrictions and all that how many people we were actually allowed to have, and
Right.
which, like, who would be able to come with the travel restrictions and stuff. And unfortunately, we're not able to have everyone because pretty much no one from Latvia could make it over. A lot of people from Canada couldn't, which is unfortunate. But I think we're just grateful to be able to have it, and the people that are coming. We hope that it's going to be a fun and special day for sure.
There's no question it will be. It flies. Trust me, I can tell you from experience. I got to ask you, when you proposed, did you go in with like a game plan of what you were going to say, or did you kind of black out as you were doing it?
Not really. I honestly completely winged it. I just, like, whatever came to my mind, and in that particular instance is what I kind of went with. I didn't really plan it out very much at all, but I mean, I think it ended up all right. So
Yeah, I mean, she said yeah. So
yeah,
that's the first step.
exactly. Yeah,
Now she just needs
that's
to
a good
say,
sign.
yeah, right. Now she just needs to say I do on August 6th, and you're golden.
Yeah,
And so is
exactly.
she. So you're getting married. You got a new contract. A lot of exciting things going on. I want to quickly. You mentioned that you're not going to have any representation like at your wedding from all your friends and family that can't get over from Latvia. I did some digging, Teddy. I have some random crap in my house, and I came across this, and I wanted to throw it on.
Nice.
Just bringing back some memories here, some
Yeah.
Latvia. I'll just put it over my head so
that-
you could see.
yeah, that's a good looking jersey right there.
It's like a size quadruple X. I don't know what happened to me, but if you want
Yeah.
to personalize it, I can tell you the back is empty.
Nice.
So
You got some
we
room
can
to
get
work with.
Blueger on there. I was getting rid of a lot of stuff over the last year, and for some
Yeah.
reason, I just knew you were going to stay around. I had to keep my
Yeah.
jersey in the stock.
Yeah, for sure. Glad you didn't throw it out. It looks good on you.
Thank you. I'm going to wear it the rest of the interview, so I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, as far as Latvia is concerned, obviously you and I talked about this when we did the Scoop podcast earlier this year, but now for the purpose of the summer shift, a lot of people, when you come to Pittsburgh, I think the first two things, kind of the cliches, people are like, you got to have an Iron City and you got to go to Primanti's.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to go to Latvia, specifically Riga, where you're from, you don't, I mean, if you want to include a drink, that's fine too, but I like to eat. I mean, what am I doing? What do I have to have there?
I mean, honestly, I think they have some pretty good beers there.
Okay.
Um,
Liquid
and
diet.
then
I like it.
I guess like what I loved actually even before, like, drinking beers and all that, but it's like a beer snack is, like, they have this, like, black bread that they, like, it's like fried with, like, kind of like garlic.
Okay.
So it ends up being like kind of like a beer snack, I guess.
Yeah.
That's kind of been a go-to for me. I think, like, as far as like where you go, I think Old Riga, like the old town's probably the spot to go, especially in the summer. It gets pretty busy, and like the old city is, like, I think over 800 years old, so it's got some history, but at the same time it's got a bunch of like restaurants and bars and kind of like nightlife, so it's got kind of like the cultural center, I guess. Yeah.
You mentioned the beer. That obviously piques my interest. I mean, I'm drinking water now because we're doing an interview trying to.
Yeah.
But if I was going to get a beer in Latvia, is there like a specific brewery or type of beer that you're getting over there?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different breweries. I mean, it's not, I think, here it's kind of blown up. It seems like over the last 5-10 years, where every city has like 10 different breweries or whatever, local like craft beers. It's not necessarily like that, but there's like a handful that I guess are pretty well known over there.
Okay.
And it's not like, I don't think they've gotten like the IPAs and all the craft beers are, I guess, popular there, or has gotten to that point, but it's just like light beers, or maybe like a brewery would have like a light and a dark, or like some kind of simpler like that.
I put Kasperi Kapanen on the spot with this, and I'm going to do it with you too, because I feel like I have to in this Latvia jersey. I don't speak any Latvian. That's going to shock you, I know.
Yeah.
But I do, obviously, as you know, call the games for the Penguins. Trying to figure out some different ways of calling goals. So if I was going to say Teddy Blueger shoots and scores in Latvian, or in some semblance of Latvian? How would I say that on the air?
You would probably say Blueger's met un vārti. So it would be like the first part he shoots, and then you just say like vārti is like net, so it's like almost like saying it's in the net, I guess.
Okay. So what was it? Blueger's what?
Met.
Met?
Yeah, so that's shoot or
Okay.
shoots or shoot, yeah. Un vārti.
So Blueger's met un vārti.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad, yeah.
All right, putting in the brain bank for the 2021-22 season. It will make an appearance. You just got to score.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, hopefully, I'll give you a reason to yell it out.
We'll figure out some time for that.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to roll into some fan questions. There's a bunch of them for you, Teddy. We picked out some of the best. We're going to start with our friends, though, at Penguins, because they solicited all the fans with one question in particular. I don't know if you're a bagel guy. I hope so, for the sake of this question, or maybe you've at least had a couple bagels in your day. Would you prefer, if you're slicing the bagel in half,
Okay.
you can only have one half, would you eat the top half or the bottom half of the bagel?
I'd probably eat the top half.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. I feel like in my head when I'm picturing this, the bottom half is firmer when I imagine it, and also if the bagel has any seasoning, it's usually on the top, right?
Wow, that's good thinking there. I didn't see. I was thinking like it would be fatter on the bottom, but you're right. The good stuff is on the top. That's
I guess it depends on the bagel a little bit, but that's where my head went to.
Okay, I like that, and you changed my thought process right there. Here we go. So now we'll go to a question from Ryan. His handle is at RL Not Stein. I'm assuming the Goosebumps author gets a nod there. He wants to know, what's your favorite Pittsburgh restaurant?
It's my favorite Pittsburgh restaurant. There's actually quite a few that I love, but the one that probably comes to mind first, I would say, is Umi.
Okay, we've gotten a couple mentions of Umi on the summer shift.
Katie's side, yeah, just because I do love sushi, and I think it's it is really really good, and also kind of like a unique spot, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, so that would probably be my top choice.
So let me kind of dovetail that into a second question for me. If you were not able to get sushi, where would you go?
I would probably go. I feel like I love food in general, so maybe I'm a little over that, but I'd probably go Italian maybe.
Okay.
I'd go with Dianoia's or Pizzaiolo.
Wow, you do have some good choices. I mean, that's all great.
Yeah, either one of those two is great for me.
Awesome. Okay. Then Tim wants to know, what's your favorite thing to do in Pittsburgh?
Favorite thing to do?
Aside from obviously play for the local hockey team.
Yeah. Favorite thing to do? I do like going to dinners. I like going to even just going to Shady Side and like going to Walnut Street and just kind of like walking around. There's actually found some pretty cool houses, like even those mansions. It's kind of like an interesting area.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would maybe say I haven't been to a Steelers game yet, but I think maybe like the other sports teams, like Pirates games, or even like went to a Riverhounds game this summer, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you definitely got to get to a Steelers game now with the fans being back in.
Yeah,
they're a fun time.
Yeah, for sure. So
next question comes from one of our Twitter followers. Wants to know, who is your best buddy on the team?
I'd probably say Jars, because yeah, I mean I've played with him, I guess now, since I turned pro, so I've probably known him and Casey the longest. So yeah, so we were pretty close in Wilkes and spend a lot of time with him now, and going to dinners and stuff on the road and stuff like that.
That was from Don D, by the way. I don't want to slight him. Also, so two of your best friends are goalies. A lot of people say goalies are a little differently wired, right? So like, how do you fit in with that dynamic?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say I embrace Jars' weirdness and his. I wouldn't say I reciprocated, but I think we know each other well enough to where I just kind of embrace it, and we get along really well. So it's I feel like maybe his weirdness is good balance, because if it's two guys that are really weird, then it's like it might be a little off.
Yeah, then you find that you're the only two guys hanging out together all the time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, last question for the fans comes from @HollerGoblin. He wants to know, pregame, you got the headphones in, what's the hype song? What are you listening to before you get on the ice?
I actually don't listen to like my own headphones before a game. But Dumo's the DJ in the locker room,
right?
And he had some good songs on the playlist towards the end of the year. He had the one, I think it's by Tiesto. I'm trying to think if it's called like "Let's Get Down to Business," if that's the name of it.
All right.
Or it might be called something else, but that's like a main lyric in it. There was one, "Lemonade" by Internet Money.
Okay.
And one by, I think they're called Glass Animals, and I can't remember the song.
All right.
Name of the song, but it was.
You got a couple names out there, so that's sufficient enough on that front.
Yeah.
Got some questions out of the way from the fans. Now we're gonna do some rapid fire. We got about 6 questions here. These are all gonna put you on the spot, some more than others. But I don't think anything's going to make you too uncomfortable unless you really want to go down some interesting routes. So we'll talk about the first one. Tell us, I mean, I feel like as a Pittsburgh Penguin, it's a rite of passage for you to have a superstition. Like the team's probably the most superstitious team in the NHL. What would be one that you have in particular?
I don't know. That's one in particular. I honestly feel like the whole game day is kind of like one big superstition.
Okay.
But I could say, I guess, like, wake up from my nap and leave my apartment at the exact same time.
Let's see. What is something you can't live without, or something of great significance that you possess?
Maybe my car, I'd say.
Okay. What kind of car do you have?
BMW.
Nice.
I mean, I've had it for a while, but I still love driving it. It does the job, so.
So I know right now, as we're talking, you're in Pittsburgh and you have a wedding coming up. Any plans for any other trips around, or are you sticking kind of to the area and getting ready for next season?
Sticking around the area until then. After that, we've got a brief honeymoon planned in the Caribbean.
Nice.
And then after that, still kind of up in the air. I'll probably maybe try to go back home, see my family one more time before the season. But kind of still up in the air, no concrete plans yet. But other than that, probably mostly Pittsburgh, or be back in Pittsburgh for sure, probably early September. Get ready for camp. So.
Yeah, coming before we know it, a couple months away.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got a few more for you. The next two are going to be dictated by you, how wild they get. All right. So everyone has their first album, their first, CD that you popped in the CD player. If you could think back to one song from that album and hum it for me, and I can try to guess what that is. I mean, this is all on your ability to hum right here. We know you're a good hockey player, but you're a good hummer.
Yeah, it's not great. I know exactly what it is. I'm not really sure you're going to get it.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to let you go forever.
Okay. Okay.
Are you even humming right now, or are you just nodding your head?
Can you not hear it?
I didn't hear anything.
Bad audio.
I thought you were messing with me.
No. Okay, I'll give my best shot here. All right, no, start over. I didn't.
Okay.
No, you're not gonna get it.
I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah, I don't. I can hear it in my head like very clearly, but I'm doing a horrible job.
Was it like Smash Mouth?
No.
Okay.
It was "Lose Yourself" by Eminem.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's a great album.
Yeah, that's probably, I think that's the first album I've ever had. So
I guess going off that now, we're going to play Two Truths and a Lie.
okay.
So you got to tell me two truths and obviously one lie. Give them to me as if they're all truths, and I'll have to guess the one lie of the three.
So we had a German Shepherd named Cruz when I was growing up.
Okay.
The second one was I was on the swim team in middle school, and I was a economics major in college.
Whew. I mean, the German Shepherd thing seems oddly specific, so I'm going to say that's true.
Okay.
The swim team, economics major. You strike me as a smart guy. I'm going to go with swim team being the lie.
Okay. No, the lie was the economics major.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What was your major in college?
Sports management. So that's not too far off, but
yeah. All right.
No, yeah, my mom made my brother and I swim growing up because she thought it was important for us to just know how to swim. So she made us do it through like middle school basically. And I did one meet, didn't go very well, but I was on the team, I guess.
All right. Then you realized hockey was probably a better route.
Yeah. I never had any love for swimming. I was just doing it because I was forced to. But I mean, I'm glad I did it now because now
yeah,
if anything happens, I can jump in the river, swim across. Really.
Right. That's true. Depending on what part of the river it is, though, I don't know if you necessarily.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Last thing for you, Teddy. Appreciate you being a good sport about this, and then we will be finished. Give us a recommendation of something you're currently into. It could be a TV show, a book, podcast, a music, a song, anything of that nature.
I do try to read, probably not as much as I'd like to, but a decent amount. And a buddy of mine recommended to me the Tim Ferriss podcast.
Oh yeah.
A couple specific episodes. One with Chris Bosch. The other one was with Jim Ware. He's like a psychologist. So I actually have lately been getting books just like based on like the podcast kind of I like, because usually on the show Tim Ferriss will ask the guests, any specific book recommendations and all that. So that I guess that would be the podcast and the book. So I'm reading Jim Ware's book called Leading with Character right now. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's kind of a little different than most books. It comes with like a journal and it's like all about like self-reflection. So it's a little bit newer and stuff, but it's interesting. So I like it so far.
That's good. I mean, you mentioned character. You certainly have some. I know the Penguins are happy to have you in the fold, Teddy, and I'm happy that you stuck it out with me through this entire summer shift because we had a fun ride, but you were a good sport about it. So thanks again for doing this. Congratulations on the upcoming wedding. We wish you the best of luck on that and the honeymoon. And can't wait to see you back at the rink soon enough. Just a couple of months till training camp.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much. It's good to be on here.
All right, that's Teddy Blueger in the summer shift presented by U.S. Steel. Hope everyone out there continues to have a great summer, and we'll catch you next time.